Hello, this is Raina with LYLO Crafts coming on today as part of hashtag Satmore Makes, which is an open collaboration hosted by Jill Norwood, and I'll put a link to her channel in the description below, and you can share anything crafty that you have been working on. And today I'm going to kind of do a craft with me. I intend on turning this yardstake into a gingerbread tree display, and I'm going to put a picture of what my inspiration was, which I saw on TV. It was a McKenzie Childs Gingerbread Tree, and I think it was over $80. And so I was like, gosh, I love that, but is there a less expensive way to make it? So I'm going to do my best to try and do like a real cheap dupe. And so this is a tree from the Dollar Tree, and it does come on a stake, and it measures 11.5 inches in height, so it's a really nice sized tree. So the first thing I'm going to do is just remove the back of the stake. I'm going to remove this label, and I am going to sand this down a little bit because it does have some sweet glitter on it and painting, and actually it's a really, really cute tree. It would make a great, decoration in and of itself. So I am going to go ahead and sand it down so I can paint the front and the back of it brown like gingerbread. Okay, so I have painted my little gingerbread trees, and I used this apple barrel chestnut paint, and I mixed it with this Craft Smart white to soften it a little. I thought it was a little bit too red, and I'm just using what I have in my stash. So that's what I really encourage you to do. Use what is in your stash. So I painted these, and then I found in my drawer this little bit of white glitter. So while the paint was still drying, I sprinkled it with the paint with a little glitter, so you can see that in there. And then I let that dry. The next thing I did was I took this Dollar Tree like fabric paint, and I did the dots all around the outside of the trees and the stars, and I let that dry. I let that dry fully before I drew this pattern on the inside, which is a much simpler pattern McKenzie Childs did, but it is like mimicking what she had. And so once I put this pattern in on these, then I went back in and I did little dots on the middle, kind of surrounding it to fill in the blank spaces, since my pattern was not quite as ornate as hers, and she also has these dots in hers as well. So now we're at this stage, which is awesome. So the next thing I want to be able to do is mount these so they can stand up, and so I purchased this at the Dollar Tree. So this is like a little deer, and it has this great stand, and you can see on the back it even has these metal posts to hold it up. So my idea is to remove these deer from this base and use this base to hold up the gingerbread. So once I get these deers removed, I will have to paint the base so that it also looks like it's gingerbread. If you wanted to paint it white and you didn't want it to be gingerbread, that would be really fun too. I might actually do that. McKenzie Childs, she painted hers with black and white checks, but I'm really just going for a more plain gingerbread look. And I'm going to save these deers for another project next year, because my husband told me he wanted that. He liked that red and black plaid, so I do want to use that. So I'm thinking I can turn these into ornaments by just putting a bow and a hanger on them and utilizing them for next year. So I have 2 of these, and I'm going to paint, and then I will show you how that worked out. Okay, so here is how it came out. Here is that base. And here is the deer that I removed. Now, it was a little difficult. You can see that my deer leg got a little bit bent in trying to wiggle this off, and I did have to use some cutters to be able to separate it. It was glued really well, but I was able to do that. And then I decided to go ahead and paint the base all gingerbread color. And then I added just a little bit of glitter to the top. And then I added the little dots on the bottom with that same fabric paint. So that is how it turned out. I'm going to include a picture of them by a tree, but I think you can use these anywhere. They could be on a tabletop, they could be on the top of a tiered tray, be perfect on a counter in a kitchen. So I'm not sure where I'm going to use these, but I'm so excited to put them on display. So thanks so much for spending time with me today, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.